Namaste everybody, welcome to the YogaCandi YouTube channel. My name is Candice and today I have an all levels arm strengthening class. So it's not only going to focus on arms, it's going to be working the core today, because quite a lot of our arm strengthening postures actually require quite a lot of core strength as well. So we can call this more an arm and core class, and it will actually get your whole body working. So I really hope you enjoy it. Just don't worry if you can't complete some of the exercises. You can always just keep returning to this video and just keep building that strength slowly and slowly until this video becomes something you can do with a little bit of ease, so that you know that you're building that strength slowly but surely. So we're going to start off in a nice comfortable seat, any seat of your choice. Just a cross-legged seat would probably be more comfortable. We're going to start off with an arm circle exercise, which looks really easy, but it's quite difficult when you start doing it, especially if you haven't built arm strength just yet. And my arm strength is not the best in the world, so I'm going to be feeling the pain with you guys today. Right, let's start. Arms out in line with your shoulders. Just hold them there. Give your wrists a little circle just for a second before we begin the strength. So from here, we're going to do backward circles, very small little circles to start with. Keep them in line with your shoulders. And don't worry, in a minute, you're going to start to feel that burn, but just keep going. So small circles. Keep your breath nice and deep through the nose if you can. And now start to make your circles a little bigger. So you're making them a bit bigger. And bigger even, just keep getting bigger, slowly bigger. You don't have to do this too fast, you don't have to do it too slow, just at a pace that works for your body. Making big circles now, get even bigger. You'll start to just about feel that burn in the shoulders now. So making the circle as big as you can make it now. Going backwards. You've got this. Now start making them smaller. Very slowly going smaller and smaller until we get back to those tiny little arm circles that we were doing in the beginning. So getting smaller, arms in line with the shoulders and doing those tiny little circles. You've got this. I'm sure you're feeling the burn already. All right, now release the arms. Roll the neck from shoulder to shoulder. So that's already started to warm up through those arm muscles. You're probably feeling that burn a little bit. Extend through your right arm, take a stretch, take the fingertips to the floor, lock your elbow, drop your head to the left. And then drop your head to the right, hand back to the knee and extend through the left hand, lock the elbow, fingertips on the floor. Back to center, give your shoulders a little roll. We're going to do the same arm circles, but this time the circles are going to go forwards rather than backwards. So starting in line with your shoulders, very small little circles going forwards. So just make sure you're rotating in the opposite direction to what you did a minute ago. Small circles, keep your breath big. You can close your eyes if you want to. And start to slowly, very slowly, making those circles bigger. Taking your time before we get to the biggest circle that we can do. We want to feel that burn. All right, start to make the circles bigger. And bigger until they're about as big as you want to make them. Quite big. And then we're going to slowly start to make them smaller. Imagining you're going through quite a slow little spiral, and the spiral's getting narrower and narrower. hang in there. Getting very small, arms in line with your shoulders. Feeling that burn through the neck and shoulders here. And then hold them just for a breath. And release. Roll your neck once again. Take this right arm across your body. Use the left arm to pull it closer and closer towards your chest. Just taking a stretch through the back of the shoulder for a minute. And release. Take the left arm across the body, using the right arm to pull it closer and closer to you. And release. Let's take some side body stretches. So going over towards the left side of the mat, inhale the right arm up and over your head. Tilt your chest towards the sky and maybe place your head into your palm. Taking that right elbow up towards the sky, you can come all the way down onto the left elbow, or you can stay up onto the left palm. Breathe into this. And release, come on up, taking it over to the other side. You can stay up on the fingertips or come all the way down to your forearm, only if you have the flexibility. Tilt your chest to the sky, rest your head into your palm. And release, come back to the center. Just extend through the legs, whack them against the ground just to wake them up if you've been seated in the same position for a while there. And let's come on to all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, taking 3 cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, arch the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone. 2 more, just like that. Back into your tabletop position. We're going to walk our hands forward so that our hands are underneath our shoulders and we're in like a girly press up. So hands are in line with shoulders, tuck your tailbone, and we're going to take 3 chaturangas. Hug your belly button back, draw your elbows close to the body and hover off the ground and press back up. That's 1. Exhale down, elbows close to the body, hold it and press back up. We've got 1 more, or take a rest if you need to. Exhale down, hold it and press back up. Open your legs as wide as your hips and coming down for puppy pose. Bring your forehead to the floor, keep your elbows lifted off the ground. If you feel pain in this pose, then just grab a block or a pillow, and you can always elevate your head, resting your forehead up high onto a pillow or a block. Try to keep your hips in line with your knees and breathe into this chest and heart opener. Bring yourself back to a tabletop. Knees come back together. We're going to do 3 press-ups, taking your hands wider than your mat, so they're wider than your shoulders now. This is targeting a different part of the arms. Keep your spine nice and long. We're only going to take 3, so exhale down, hover just a second, and come on up. Taking 2 more. Back up. 1 more. And back up. Take your knees as wide as your hips once again. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, so you're in like a tabletop type position, but your hands are as wide as your mat. We're just going to stretch through the chest. So tilt your body to the left, so you're looking to the left, and draw this right shoulder down to the floor, but hover above the ground. So you're tilting that right shoulder to the floor. You'll feel a stretch in the right chest. And come on up. Now turn the opposite way, turn to the right, and drop your left shoulder down to the ground. Looking to the right, hovering off the ground. We're going to take 3 on each side. So coming down to the right shoulder, and up, coming down to the left shoulder, and up. 1 more to the right. Draw yourself back up and go down to the left. And draw yourself back up. Come back into a tabletop position once again. Let's take another stretch. We're going to inhale our right arm to the sky, look up, and thread that right arm underneath the left hand, coming down onto the shoulder. Your left hand can stay on the mat, just pushing yourself into this twist. Or you can take your left hand to your bum, or try to find a little grip of the inside edge of your right thigh. And release, push yourself back up to the tabletop, and inhale your left arm to the sky, look up. Thread that left arm underneath your right, coming down onto this left shoulder. Keep your right hand placed on the ground. Place it on your sacrum by your bum, or take an interlace of the inside edge of your left thigh. And release back into your tabletop. Walk your hands forward, send your tailbone up into the sky for your first downward facing dog. Hug your belly button back, feet are hip distance apart, toes slightly internally rotated, arms are shoulder distance apart or slightly wider. And you want to externally rotate your shoulder blades, so you're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart. Taking 3 deep breaths. From here, we're going to come into a dolphin pose. So we want to come down onto our forearms. So just lower down onto your forearms from your downward facing dog. Don't worry if you can't get your feet close to your body, but take a look at your elbows. Make sure your elbows are in line with your shoulder blades. Press up and out of your shoulders so that your head is still hovering off the mat. Send your tailbone higher to the sky, straightening through the hamstrings and through the back. But if you need to bend your legs, then bend them if you don't have the flexibility. That's okay. So just holding your dolphin, pressing into those shoulders, lifting up and out of the shoulders so that you're not falling into this pose, you're using some strength. From your dolphin, look forwards and step your feet all the way back into a forearm plank. Hug your core back and hold your forearm plank just for a few deep breaths. And then walk your feet closer to your body, back into a dolphin pose. And let's take a break. Take your knees as wide as your mat or even wider. Extend your arms out long. Bring your forehead to the floor. Resting in a wide-legged child's pose. Okay, push yourself back up towards your heels and let's make our way into downward facing dog. Coming forwards and lifting our tailbone to the sky to our downward facing dog. From our down dog, we're going to do some plank waves. So wave your spine forwards into plank pose. So hands should be underneath your shoulders. Legs nice and strong and straight, belly button hugging back. And then exhale, send your tailbone back up to the sky for your downward facing dog. Taking a breath in your down dog, and then taking a wave once again forwards into a plank. Hands under shoulders, keep your body in one nice straight line, tuck your tailbone. And wave it back up, downward facing dog. We're going to do that just one more time. Wave your spine forwards into a plank. Holding your plank nice and strong. Draw your knees down to the ground. Bring them together. Arms underneath your shoulders, hands under your shoulders. We're going to take 3 chaturangas. Exhale down, elbows close to the body, hover for a second. Come on up. 2 more, down. Come on up. 1 more, or you can take a rest. Come on up. Keep your knees close together and come on back onto your heels. We're going to take a rest in a child's pose. Bring your forehead to the floor. Just rest over the top of your thighs. Roll your spine back into a seat. You may notice that your hands are feeling a little tired and a bit sore, especially if you're not used to being on your hands quite as much as this. So we're going to take our palms down to the ground, but we're going to have our fingertips facing our knees and our thumbs on the outside edges of our hands. So we're going to take a stretch through the palms and up through the backs of the forearms. Spread your fingertips nice and wide and bend your elbows as much as you want to. That will just add a little extra stretch. So try and get the whole of the palm to touch the mat all the way from the tips of the fingers to the backs of the palms. And just breathe into it. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. And slowly release the hands. Just rotate them and give them a little shake out. You may be noticing that you're feeling a little fatigue in your ankles as well while you're sitting on them like this. So we're going to change position. Just come into a comfortable cross-legged position, and we're going to take the tops of the hands, so the part of the hand that has your nails on them, and the thumbs are going to be on the inside now. Just turn your fingertips to face your body once again and lean forwards, pressing the tops of the palms into the ground. The tops of the hands, spread the fingers, and you'll feel a stretch through the tops of the hands, maybe even into the forearms and into the wrists. You can find a gentle swaying. You don't want to put any pressure onto this part of the hand, so you just lightly pressing into the ground until you feel a stretch. Make sure there's no pain. And release. Roll your shoulders back and down. Give your neck a couple of rolls from side to side. Okay, making our way back into a downward facing dog. Send your tail to the sky. Feet hip distance, hands shoulder distance. From here, let's take a very slow walk, as slow as you want to go, or you can jump to the front of the mat. Bringing your big toes together but your heels slightly apart. Interlace your fingertips behind your spine and allow your arms to fall up and over your head. So you can keep the palms touching, or you can allow your palms to fall open. You can even rotate your hands so your palms are facing away from you. Those are your three options. And this is just stretching through the shoulders, through the chest. Just releasing what we've just done. Allow them to hang heavy and straighten your legs as much as you need to, as long as you can. If you don't have the flexibility, keep your legs nice and bent. Breathe into the stretch. Now inhale, half lift, look up, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Taking two more, just like that. Inhale, half lift. Look forwards, exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands shoulder distance on the ground. Step back into a plank. This is going to be our last plank of the day, so make it a good one. Press out of the ground and out of your shoulder blades. Hug your belly button back. Slowly draw your knees to the ground. And we're going to exhale down to Chaturanga, arms close to the body. Come all the way to the chest and inhale, lift up to a baby cobra or a full cobra. Taking a back bend. Exhale down. Bend your knees, take a grip of the inside edge of your feet, or you can take a grip of the shins, wherever's most comfortable. Make sure your hands are on the inside edge of the legs. And we're going to lift our feet and our chest up to the sky. So inhale, lift into bow pose. Keep your knees in line with your hips, so squeeze your glutes, squeeze your knees towards each other. Stretching through the chest and counteracting with a nice back bend. And exhale down, release. Push yourself up and let's take a comfortable seat once again. Any cross-legged position will do. Sit up tall through the spine. We're just going to find a couple of neck stretches before we end with a nice, quick, but very mindful meditation together. So roll your shoulders back. Sit up tall, extend through the right hand, bring the fingertips to the ground, lock your elbow, drop the head to the left and take the left hand to the top of the head. Just getting a little deeper into the stretch. Now slowly lift the arm in line with the shoulder. Engage the fingertips so you've got the elbow locked and your fingertips are facing the sky with your palm facing away from you. Take a few little circles in one direction and then in the other. And release, head back to center. Give it a little roll and we're going to repeat that on the other side. Extend through the left arm this time, drop the head to the right, lock the elbow, fingertips on the ground, taking the right hand, placing it on the top of the head nice and gently. Breathe into the stretch. Now very slowly engage the hand, keep the elbow locked, lift the hand in line with the shoulder, palm facing away from you, spread the fingertips. Breathe into it, finding little circles in one direction and then in the other. And release the arm down. And then release the neck, taking a couple of rolls from side to side. Back to center, roll your shoulders in one direction and then in the other. Before we take our meditation, we're just going to take a hip opener. Take the soles of your feet together, open up through the feet, through the knees, allow the knees to fall down to the ground. If you're very inflexible in your knees, they may be quite lifted and that's okay. Just hold on to your big toes and try and sit up as tall through the spine as you can. But if you're a little more open, then allow your knees to fall to the floor. And maybe just sit here nice and tall if you can already feel a stretch on the inside of the thighs and the hips. If not, then start to lean forwards just as far as you'd like to go. You can even bring your forehead all the way to the floor. Stretching through the hips. One more deep breath. And then come up into a seat, draw your knees together, give them a little squeeze towards your chest, and then find a comfortable seat once again. Just take this moment with me, guys, try not to skip it, and we'll end the class together on a really lovely mindful note. So sit up tall through the spine, take the tops of the hands to the knees, draw your shoulders back and down, allow them just to fall down the spine. And just breathe naturally here. Allow all thoughts to pass and take a note of how your body feels. Take notice of where there may be some warmth, some tingling, where you've just done a lot of work. Allow your breath to be natural. If any thoughts come, just return to the breath and to the sensations of the body and be in the moment. I'm going to just take one moment of complete silence together. You can stay here and meditate as long as you like, or you can just gently wiggle the fingertips with me. Keep your eyes still closed. And then roll your wrists in one direction and then in the other. With the eyes still closed, allow the face to face the sky. Inhale, your hands above your head, allow them to touch. Draw them to your heart center in prayer and bow your head. Thank yourself for showing up on the mat today and be proud of whatever it is you were able to do. Thank your body for it. Maybe next time more will be done. Namaste, everybody. You can open your eyes. I really hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope it's going to be helpful to help you gently and mindfully build some arm strength. So we did quite a lot of relaxation after each little bout of strength training, and I find that's just the best way and the most mindful and safest way to build strength slowly in the body. It can take quite a long time, guys, so just be really patient, just keep going. And if you want to skip some of those relaxation poses, if this becomes too easy for you, you can actually just extend some of the strength training that we're doing in this class. You can just hold your plank longer, you can do that extra chaturanga, you can do the extra arm circles, and if you manage that, then do let me know, because then you're my hero. That's amazing. So guys, just let me know in the comments how you got on, what you thought of today's class. Of course, like and subscribe, and you can always find me on social media as well. Find me on Instagram and Facebook, just look for YogaCandi and you'll have me there. There's also the links in the description below. So until next time, have a lovely day everyone. Namaste.